One of the more ludicrous defenses Donald Trump is using to say that this impeachment inquiry should be shut down is that it's stopping Democrats from working on other matters. And he went on a tear against national Democrats, including Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez recently on Twitter, saying Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, AOC, and the rest of the Democrats are not getting important legislation done. Hence the do-nothing Democrats. USMCA, National Defense Authorization Act, gun safety, prescription drug prices, and infrastructure are dead in the water because of the Dems. So he's attacking them, and I just wanted to give you AOC's response, and then substantively, let's respond to the charge that nothing is getting done because of impeachment. AOC said, in my first 11 months, I've co-sponsored 339 pieces of legislation, authored 15, took on big pharma with my colleagues in hearings that brought PrEP generic a year early and exposed abuse of power. In 4 years, you've jailed kids and made corruption the cause celeb. Try to keep up. I didn't know that there had been 339 pieces of legislation at that time. Writing 15 is amazing. There's a lot of people in the House. It's been a year who in their entire career have not done that. And look, she could have filled that tweet with like her 6-part anti-poverty plan. She just had her Green New Deal for public housing plan. Either of those two would be more than a lot of Congress people do in their career in the House. But that's just the beginning. I mean, immediately the protest outside of Pelosi's office, pushing for the Green New Deal, which is now a major part of the entire political conversation in our country. Like that's what she did inside the Democratic Party, and she's not the only one. Obviously, the other Democrats have been doing a lot too. But his charge that we were getting a lot done until this impeachment because now the Democrats are just sort of like, that's all they're focused on.
Right, no, we weren't getting a lot done. Like you were calling people and asking, like senators and asking them to block bills. That's not getting things done.
And they were successfully blocking those bills.
Yes, and bills that they personally felt passionate about.
Yeah.
Like no.
Yeah.
It's not getting anything done.
So to that effect, actually, so friend of the show, Alyssa Milano tweeted, the House has passed 366 bills, only 62 have become law. The rest are in the legislative graveyard of Mitch McConnell, who refuses to take action and would rather continue covering up for a president who abuses his power. I like her metaphor of the legislative graveyard. A reminder that Mitch McConnell called himself the Grim Reaper when it comes to those bills.
Because that's something to be proud of. That's disgusting.
Exactly. And by the way, look, I get some people will look at this and say, okay, well, the Senate is Republican, the House is Democratic, so sure, they're gonna pass a lot of really partisan bills that can't get passed. But many of these bills are things that the country is unified in its support for increased background checks, election security, things like that. Mitch McConnell is killing it either because some sort of not explicitly stated opposition to doing something about this, just because he doesn't want them to have a win or he knows that Donald Trump is gonna veto it. So look, there is a lack of action in Congress, but it's not because of impeachment. It's because of Mitch McConnell almost unilaterally stopping almost anything from happening on important issues, including election security and gun control. So anyway, good response from her there. You keep doing what you're doing. Like she's a great example. There's many others, but she's a great example that, look, she has been pushing for impeachment for several months now. And has that stopped her from writing legislation?
Nope.
Like she just came out with a major plan last week. She's been far busier. What is Devin Nunes doing? What bills is he authoring?
Right, she is why regular people deserve a spot in Congress.
Yeah, because they actually work.
Because they know what's going on. Yeah, they're not so far away from, like back to what we were talking about with Buttigieg, like regular everyday people are smarter about actual politics than your politicians.
Yeah, and or at the very least feel a fire under their ass, basically, to get something done. That this is not like, I'm not entering the House after, well, I did my 8 years in the state House and I was chosen to run for this seat, and someday I'm watching, I'm gonna run for Senate. I don't wanna like scare anyone before I do that. This career-oriented mindset that so many politicians have. No, some of these people never ran for office before, never even thought about running for office, and they don't have future plans necessarily.
They have a people-oriented
They know they wanna do something,
mindset.
exactly. They have people that they are responsible to, not donors that they're responsible to, but regular people. And so they get in there, AOC, other members of the squad, actually getting something done. So anyway, and this is not just about them. Others are busy too, but they're great examples. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.